Yeah, you do the walk all night. Here comes Johnny, gonna tell you the story. Hand me now my walking shoes. Here comes Johnny with the power and the glory. Black feet, the talking blues. He got the action, he got the motion. Playing the boy can play. The dedication, devotion, it's in it all the night time, in his day. The sun
With me is the Class B champ from Wahoo, Nebraska, Mick Anderson. Mick, how's it feel? Great job.
Yeah, it feels really super. You know, you never know. About a year ago, we didn't know if we'd ever get down here, and then we got to the state semifinals last year, and this year we just seemed to put it together.
I thought when you got down 8, Mick, the kids really held their poise in the last quarter. You got it into the big kid, and that's what got you back in the game.
Well, I think so. You know, we've been in those situations before. We were down 9 in the opening round and came back against Ord, but, you know, it's a great bunch of kids, you know, and we put a lot of time off in the off-season.
I know how much time he puts in. He works the basketball camp. He works those kids pretty hard.
That's right. We got a great group, and I tell you what, I'm so happy for them.
I'm happy for you, too, because it was great. Half of Wahoo's here, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
If you're a burglar, you should be a Wahoo tonight.
That's right. That's
Mick,
right.
Congratulations. Good luck.
Thanks a lot.
See you at camp.
All right. You betcha.
Thanks, man.
Jimmy, why don't you leave someone? It's over there. I've seen you guys can shoot. There's more to the game than shooting. There's fundamentals in defense. The boys and I are getting to know each other. See who we are and what we can be. Let's be real clear about what we're after here, all right? Team, team, team. 5 players on the floor functioning as one single unit. Okay? No one more important than the other. I love you guys.
Victorious Wahoo Warriors after this timeout. It's been won by Wahoo over Pius, 50-48, and standing by with winning head coach Mick Anderson is Jeff Schmall.
Dick, it is a relieved Mick Anderson. This was a tough ball game, hard on coaches, they say.
Well, it was a nail biter, and we really expected going into the game that it would be a tough ball game.
Now, your team, you trailed big, I think by 9 at the end of the third quarter. What did you tell your kids to come out the fourth period?
Well, we told them this is it, 1 quarter to go. We've been down before. We were down to Ord in the opening round by 9 going into the last quarter, and came back. We were down 18 last year in the state semifinals and come back and got beat on the last second shot. So we've been in this situation before.
Steve Carmer, your leader all season long, probably had one of his worst games of the year, and yet he came through when he needed it.
Well, Steve's a gamer, and sometimes he might not get the points, but I thought he did a fine job on the boards and held us together at the end and came through when we needed him.
And what can you say about the performance of Dan Bartek? Unbelievable.
Well, Danny has had a so-so tournament, and he just came to play tonight, and we did a nice job, I think, getting him the ball, and Dan did an excellent job of posting up inside. So, yeah, he had a great game.
Looked like your guards really created a lot on the defensive pressure in the fourth quarter as well.
Well, we went to a pressing man-to-man because we felt they were really taking over the game, and I think our quickness of our guards really paid off.
Okay, congratulations on this Class B state championship. We'll talk with your players in a minute.
Thanks, Jeff.
Wahoo wins it. Back with the Wahoo players right after this. Well, we're about 25 minutes away from the Class A championship game. Still some celebrating to do for the Wahoo Warriors, who have won the Class B state championship with a thrilling 2-point win over Lincoln Pius X. With me, Kevin Jepson, and you guys had it in the bag all the way, right?
Well, we had to come back a little bit in the fourth quarter. We're down by 9, and, well, I knew we could come back all the way. First round against Ord, we came back and we were down by 9.
That's the way you wanted to do it then. That's how you planned it, huh?
I wanted to get a lead in the first half, but it didn't work out that way.
Pius really played a good ball game. They are a tough team to defend, aren't they? Everybody can score.
Yeah, they had like 5 players that, you don't know who to take away from. Hendricks is good. They got those great outside shooters, too.
It seemed that the defensive pressure in the fourth quarter was really the key. Did Coach Anderson say anything to you like, hey, guys, you got to do it now?
Yeah, well, Dan got that key steal at the end of the game with about 13 seconds left. I think that was the key to the game right there.
And Bartek, he had a great game the whole way, offensively, everything.
Yeah, we just tried to get the ball inside him because he was posted up really hard. And he I don't know how many points he had, but he carried us through the game, I think.
27, that's not a bad night's work.
Yeah, that's not bad. He kind of picked up for the rest of us.
Winning that state championship, first one since 1926. I bet you don't even remember that one, do you?
No, not really.
That town of Wahoo's got to be pretty happy, though.
Yeah, we're going to be partying tonight.
Okay, good enough. Let's bring in Steve Miloshek. And, Steve, winning it your senior season, this is a nice way to go out, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but I kind of fouled out,
How about, I'm sure you played on the football team, and the football team had dreams of a state championship. This has to kind of make up for that a little bit, doesn't it?
It does, because it was a heartbreaker when we lost football.
Basketball, though, feels awful good. A lot of excitement. The Wahoo crowd really got you going there in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, but I wish I just could have been in there to play at the end.
Well, you did your part all season long and also played well. Especially defense really helped create a lot of things. That seemed to be a big factor.
Yeah, I mean, well, when we get our defense going, we're pretty awesome.
Okay, let's bring in Steve Carmer. Steve, come on in for a second and This had to be a frustrating night for you, but you sure ended it on a sweet note.
It was very frustrating. The ball just bounced at me, and I just took it to the hole. I don't know. It's just one of those things, I guess.
Was that the design play? What exactly did Coach Anderson try to set up with 13 seconds to go?
That definitely was not a design play. He just told us to get it to the open man, and I think it broke down, and it just kind of bounced my way, and I took it and went to the hole. So.
Looked like you were not going to be denied there. Had some determination.
Yeah, a little bit. I had no idea how much time was left. I just took it to the hole, I guess.
Okay, let's take another look at it on the replay. Oh, I guess we don't have a replay. Anyway, Steve, in your final basketball game, you're going on to play football. That's a good way to end it, isn't it?
It's a really good way. Yes, it's a very good way. Couldn't end it any better.
Pius put up a great battle, though. It was anything but easy.
That's right. That's right. They're a good basketball team. Really good basketball team.
Okay, congratulations. Let's bring in Troy Glock now. Troy, come on in. 6'1" junior. You had that big three-pointer to start out the fourth quarter, and your team really needed something, didn't you?
Yeah, we just had to get something going. You know, we weren't no intensity, and I don't know, we just had to get something going.
Coach Anderson say anything to you as far as picking up the intensity?
He just said that we're not going to lose this one. We got to get some intensity, and that's what we did. You know, we just came out with fire in our eyes. We didn't have fire in our eyes in the first half. We came back.
You scored 26 points the first three quarters, 24 in the fourth quarter. You really turned it on when you had to.
You know, we can do that. We just, I don't know. You know, we haven't been doing that good the first half in all three of our games, and that's just how it's always been.
Congratulations on a state championship. Let's bring in little brother Jason Glock. Come on in, Jason. You don't play like a freshman out there. I don't know if anyone's told you that.
Oh, thanks. I try not to sometimes, but I don't know.
Well, now this is really putting the pressure on. You're going to be able to get 3 more state titles. You still got quite a few years to go.
I hope so. I hope we can make it next year and the next couple of years.
Sure, a lot of junior high kids out there wondering, what is it like to play in a state championship game before a crowd that's going crazy, the pressure situation in a fourth quarter? How does a 9th grader cope with that?
I don't know. I was nervous before the game, but then I kind of settled down a little bit during the game. It's great. Can't believe it.
One of your best feelings ever?
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Kind of makes you want to come back, though, something like this, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great.
That seemed to be a real key, as the team really kept its composure that fourth quarter when you had to, didn't it?
Yeah, we tried to.
You got some big hoops. You had 5 points in the fourth quarter, 9 for the game. It just kind of came down to a point where you guys had to say, hey, if we don't do it now, we're not going to get it done.
Yeah, last couple of games, we've been coming back in the fourth quarter because we've been down. We needed to do it right then.
Okay, now finally, let's bring in, I guess we'd call him the hero of the game, Dan Bartek. I don't think you could have done it any better tonight, could have you?
I don't think so. I think I played my best game of my career tonight.
Might even have something to show the big brother to say that, you know, hey, the little guy can do a little bit too, huh?
Yeah. I have a lot to show. I mean, it's pretty good.
Let me ask about 27 points in the finals, but a lot of that credit has to go to your teammates. They were really giving you the ball in good position.
They passed great. They passed absolutely great. I couldn't ask more. Just great.
Let me ask about that final steal. What went through your mind on that play? Did you see it coming, or just what happened?
Yeah, I seen the eye contact. I think that was about my first steal on this entire season on a press, and I got lucky.
And it looked like you really wanted the ball in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. I post up as hard as I could, just like all night, and they got it to me.
Kind of fun winning a game like that, coming from way back, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's great.
Okay, congratulations, Dan Bartek and the entire Wahoo team as they win the Class B state championship with a 50-48 win over Lincoln Pius X. Let's go back over to Dick.
Randy Hoffman was honorable mention, All-State this year in both newspapers, 6'5" junior. If I've ever wanted to come up with an example of what a workhorse is, it's Randy Hoffman. I've never had a player that works harder on the offensive end and the defensive end, and also in between, much as Randy Hoffman is an outstanding individual who hustles every minute of the game. Jason, this weekend, was chosen as an academic All-State player. He's a second-team All-State basketball player this year in both major newspapers. He set a single-season scoring record, surpassing Tim Shanahan this year for most points scored in a season. He also shot an amazing school record, 70% for the year. A tremendous year, Jason Block. This year's captain. He's third in the all-time career scoring list at Wahoo. He's sixth in career rebounding. He's first in assists. During the 4 years that Troy was a starter, Wahoo has compiled an 81 win and 13 loss record. We've had state ratings of 7, 2, 1, and 1 during the 4 years he's been here. He's an all-state Class B player this year, first team. He made the Super State team, second and third team. Troy will be the first one to tell you, he didn't do it alone. We've had a lot of excellent ball players the last 4 years. But believe me, this is one guy we're going to miss. Can't say enough about Cliff as far as his defense and his hustle. Very instrumental. Very glad to see that ankle recover and we get him back in the district state tournament. One of the leading ingredients as far as this team is concerned. And you don't see his points, but there's a lot of things that stats do not tell you. And you can't measure defense, and you can't measure art. Cliff Friesel has it. Another player in his role contributed to the teams in other ways, especially as a passer and an assist, second only to Troy, was Rob. It's a guy who knew his role. He contributed immensely, things that you just can't put on paper. Another key ingredient for this year's ball club, who oftentimes gave away a tremendous amount of size playing the baseline on our 1-3-1 zone. The thing that really upset me about Rob, though, was at the end of the regulation against Pirates, the way he abused my blue towel. Flipping that thing around. Fired a shot. I don't know if it was heard around the world, but it was heard around Nebraska. This is the guy also that probably belongs on Spanky in our game for that voice at the end of the interview. I wonder how many pairs of socks that he goes through every year. Thank you. He's the individual who had 8 out of 10 in the district tournament, and I'm very concerned about Ryan for next year because without Troy telling me to shoot the ball, I don't know what he's going to do. So we'll have to find somebody, and that's fine. I can't say enough about Steve coming back with a sprained ankle in the state tournament, contributing against Syracuse. It was really an outstanding effort on his part in the physical condition that he was. And I'll never forget Steve late in the year and some of those crunchy blocks hits that he threw on those Skyler guards. We're still talking about it. Steady performer on the JV squad this year. He'll be a fine defensive guard for us, ball handler. We look forward to having Troy contribute more to varsity this year. I didn't know Troy was so emotional until I watched the film and saw that contortionist expression at the end of the ball game. That was good to see. Troy did a great job. Thanks, Troy. Now, Scott, better known as Dr. Dunn, had about 3 stuff shots this year. He's going to give a little clinic to Randy and Jason this summer on what it's like to play above the rim. And likewise, Mike, junior this year, JV, contributed on the varsity. Expect a lot more next year. Mike, if you saw him at the end of the year, Mike was dunking the ball still attribute one of the things, our positive attitude in the second half to beat Lincoln Pius was a contributing positive reinforcement that Stoke was, or Stupa, I guess it is now, was giving the team before and during the game. It was unbelievable, Ron, and you're to be commended for that.
inside. Fair on nothing, but full of pride. Look at him go, look at him kick. Makes you wanna have the other half live. Every single one of us, the devil inside, devil inside, devil inside. Every single one of us, the devil inside. Oh. Here come the world, looking at time. Future uncertain, but certainly slight. Look at the faces, listen to the bells. It's hard to believe we need a place called hell. Place called hell. The devil inside, the devil inside. Every single one of us, the devil inside. Devil inside, the devil inside. Every single one of us, the devil inside. Ooh.
arms around me, baby, don't ever let go. Let the world around us just fall apart. Baby, we can make it if we're heart to heart. And we can build this dream together, standing strong forever. Nothing's gonna stop us now. And if this world runs out of lovers, we'll still have each other. Nothing's gonna stop us.
So different and so new, was like any other, until I kissed you, and then it happened. It took me by surprise. I knew that you felt it too, by the look in your eyes, sweeter than wine, softer than the summer night. Everything I want, whenever I hold you tight. This magic moment, while your lips are close to mine.
His Warriors trailing at 57-47, 1:55 left. Way outside. Eddie hits the three-pointer. Ryan Eddie, a 5'10". Here's Troy Glock. Drives, fakes the shot. Jason Glock. He'll shoot the jumper from 8, and it's good. Jason Glock with 9, and Wahoo gets the timeout. We'll keep it right here. Throws by Kelly Hendricks, and it's 59-50. 1 minute left in this Class B basketball game. Eddie hits off. Fight for the rebound. Jason Glock is fouled, and it's good. That's it for Ed Easley. He has 5 fouls, and it's back to a 7-point game as Jason Glock connects.
They'll be right up on him now on the defense. For sure, if he makes it, they're going to be right in the press.
It's good. Jason Glock connects on the three-point play. Boudreau, he loses it, and it will go over to Wahoo. 59-53. Hendricks misses. 35 seconds left. We've got a 6-point game. Glock will drive. Throw to Jason. It's good. A 4-point game, and we have a timeout. The last timeout for Wahoo. Lee Hunsaker will inbound the ball. Pius has 1 timeout left. Wahoo, none. Hunsaker gets it to Boudreau. They try to foul him. They don't. Here comes Nichols. Nichols to Burt. Burt's all alone. Tom takes it. It's good! Tom Burt. There's 15 seconds left. It's back to a 6-point lead. Eddie way out. Yes! Holy cow! All the way down. It's going to be stolen. They could tie it up with a 3-pointer. Yes! It's going to overtime. Holy cow! Last 15 seconds, Tom Burt made that turnaround bank shot with 20 seconds to go to put Pius up by 6. Ryan Eddie, I believe it was, got the 3-pointer that must have been from almost 30 feet away. And then the inbounds pass was stolen away. Glock came in, banked it off the glass. I cannot believe it.
Unbelievable.
It looked like Pius had it in the bag. They will jump it up and play a 3-point overtime as we're tied 61-61. Wahoo scored 30 points in that 4th quarter.
To get here, and they've had 2 tough ball games in the first 2.
This is Boudreau. Takes the jumper. No good. Right underneath for the rebound. Hoffman comes away with it. 61-61 our score. We are in overtime. The Class B state championship. Eddie. Yes, from 3-point land. Ryan Eddie, a 5'10 sophomore. I believe that little Ryan Eddie would be the hero in this one, at least thus far. Hunsaker. They get it inside to Burt. Tom back to Hunsaker. Lee, reverse layup. No good. Lee has it. He shoots it up, and it's good.
And they've dropped it down a little closer to the basket. You see, they do have Hunsaker back on Troy Glock again.
Here's Troy. 1 minute remaining. Wahoo with a basketball and a 1-point lead. If he can make them both. Look at that. You gotta love it. A 5'9" sophomore at the line. And he hits it. You saw Bernie take a deep breath right here. Watch this.
He's got a lot of confidence in his shot.
There's the deep breath. Another one. It's good.
To his brother, and his brother gave it right back to him. They knew who they wanted to have the ball in whose hands.
Troy has 21 points in this game. I'd like to say this one would seal it, but what we saw at the end of regulation, it sure wouldn't. Because in this many seconds, Wahoo came back from a 6-point deficit. The free throw good by Troy Glock. Tom Seib wants John Boudreau to take a 3-point shot. The second one by Glock is perfect. And it's a 5-point game. It will be pandemonium in the next 10 seconds. Boudreau will take the 3-pointer. No good. Nichols will go out to try another one. And he fouls away from the ball. Bernie in body celebrating. I tell you, I'm happy for Wahoo because it's been a great comeback, but my heart's a little broken for Tom Seib and the Pius X Thunderbolts. Will shoot a 1-and-1. No good. 5 seconds. Here's Hendricks from 3. It's good, but it's elementary. As Wahoo wins the Class B state championship with a thrilling 68-66 win in overtime over Lincoln Pius X. That's one of the most amazing comebacks I've ever seen, Rod.
I've been in a lot of state tournaments, but I can't remember one like that at all. Of course, years ago we didn't have the 3-point shot, and that's what won the ball game. Got them back and tied the ball game in regulation, so they could go on and play. And they hit a couple 3-point shots there a little later.
I have a feeling that Ryan and Eddie and Bernie.
Time after time, I've done my sentence, but committed no crime. And bad mistakes, I've made a few. I've had my share of bad kicks in my face, but I've come through. We are the champions, my friend, and we'll keep on fighting till the end. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losing, 'cause we are the champions of the world. I've taken my bows and my curtain calls. You brought me fame and fortune and everything that goes with it. I thank you all, but it's been no bed of roses, no pleasure cruise. I consider it a challenge before the whole human race, and I'm gonna lose. We are the champions, my friend. Keep on fighting till the end. We are
Last timeout. No more timeouts left. Pius does have one. Wahoo has outscored the Bulls 10-2 in the last minute 33.
What a comeback this has been. I don't think anybody in the place thought this could happen except for maybe the Wahoo fans, because it looked like Pius had this in control, but they can't afford to miss any more free throws. That last one by Hendricks could have really made things a lot tougher on Wahoo, but they missed the front end of the 1-and-1.
Pressure on the inbounds. It is into Boudreau. Now to Jeff Nichols. Nichols quickly to Burt. Underneath. Burt is turnaround jumper is off the glass. Good. Big basket by Tom Burt underneath. 61-55. 13 seconds to go. A three-pointer. Drained it by Inbody. Inbody nails the three. The ball is loose. And a three-pointer trap by Glock. By Troy Glock at the buzzer. To tie the game at 61-all. Do you believe it? He tossed up that three-pointer inside the Nebraska map out in the floor. This game is tied and is going to overtime on the three-pointer by Glock. Holy moly! Hang on. Hang on.
Gee, money. That is unbelievable. Pius, I think, Chuck, I don't know how much time. I think Pius had to make the inbound pass. I was thinking, why did they even throw it in? But I think there were actually like 8 seconds to go, or maybe 7 or 6. They did throw it in. It was just an errant pass. Glock came up with it. Had to let it go. It
gets it into Boudreau. Boudreau off it goes to Nichols. Nichols breaks the press. Long down court pass. And Burt. He pulls up. Now he shoots it. He had an easier shot the first time, but Tom Burt makes a twisting turnaround bank shot. They need 2 threes. There's a three-point shot. Good. Holy cow! Inbody. And now they pick off the inbound pass. There's a three. It's up. It is good. With 1 second left to go, they tie it. I can't believe it. Holy cow! I didn't even see who made it. Glock. Troy Glock banked it off the glass with 3 seconds remaining to tie it. You won't see a more unbelievable finish. An NBA three-pointer by Bernie Inbody. And then they stole the inbound pass. And Glock put it up with 1 second left to go. It went off the glass, rolled around the ring, and then went down.
You got to wonder now if Pius can come back from that. I mean, that is going to be almost next to impossible to fight the crowd, the emotion, the letdown, the feeling of another one slipping away. If Pius comes back and win this, that would be, I think, a miracle for him. I really think they're going to have a hard time now.
You talk about miracles in sports, and they are there. Of course, the big miracle you always remember is the United States-Russian hockey game. But my goodness, at the high school level, 2 3-point shots, and one was from NBA range, and the other one was just casted up with 2 seconds to go.
Get into Boudreau. Boudreau in backcourt off to Nichols. Nichols breaks the timeline off to Burt. He can sense things here. Oh, they have to hold up. Turnaround shot in there for Tom Burt. That's a big basket for Burt. Back to a 6-point game, 61-55. Here's Inbody way out left side. He got it! Oh, he got it! Hammers it home, 61-58. What a shot by Burt and a steal by Inbody. Here's Troy Glock, 3-point range. Troy Glock, got it! We got a three-pointer! We got a tie ball game! We are going to overtime! We're in overtime! Yeah! Oh, yeah! Super! We are in overtime! This is fabulous! Amazing! Okay, let's cool it down. Cool it down. That yelling is not trying to eat tonight, whether you think it is or not. That's the Wahoo crowd. Listen to them. 61. Oh, amazing, Jeff. 61.
Bernie Inbody hit that from 25 out.
Bernie
And
Inbody.
they got the steal block, hit it from about 25 from the top, banked it around and in.
Brian, I just said moments ago that Troy Glock has had a very, very cold tournament from 3-point range, but he was saving it. Troy Gluck knew what he was doing.
What a comeback. 6 points in the last 17 seconds.
Fabulous. And I'll tell you something, Bernie Inbody is amazing. This young, and Ryan Eady, we have to talk about Ryan Eady as well. Troy Gluck, we knew all about it. Inbody and Eady step into the ball game. Coach Anderson told them, fellas, get out there and take the three-point shot. Look what they do. Look how they respond.
15,000 people are buzzing now,
If you thought last year's game was big, oh, boy.
What a game. What the last 17 seconds you just saw.
Brian, did last year's game go overtime?
No, it was the last second shot.
State basketball championships in a row.
And the Warriors are looking to make it 3.
Boy, they look good. They lost 3 starters from last year's team, but they haven't missed a beat this season. The Wahoo boys basketball team has won 43 straight games, and the Warriors show no signs of slowing down this season. Wahoo is 5-0 on the year, and they've been beating their opponents by an average of 50 points per game. That's blowing people out. The Warriors have a strong inside game with 6'5" senior Brian Hoffman and 6'4" junior Jason Glock. Add to that some good outside shooters and a strong bench, and you can see why the Warriors are again the team to beat in Class B. But there is more pressure on this year's team, especially with that 43-game winning streak.
Oh, I think so. A lot of the guys from last year's team come up to me and say,
the media keeps making sure that it's there, so we know it's there, but that's not our #1 goal.
What is?
Well, we want to get back and defend, and not very many teams have. I think the number of teams that have won 3 in a row, I think you can count on one hand, and that's our ultimate goal.
In many ways, Wahoo is lucky to still have its win streak intact. Last March, in one of the most dramatic games in the history of the state tournament, Wahoo needed 2 3-pointers in the final 14 seconds to tie Lincoln Pius X and send the game into overtime. Wahoo eventually won the game 68-66, and that victory is still fresh in the minds of the Wahoo players.
Oh, sometimes I have trouble believing it, and I think I still get goosebumps every time I see it and enjoy watching it over and over. I think that really gives us a lot of confidence. We believe in one another and get the job done. And
I don't know, it's kind of hard for me to believe that I can come on the floor and shoot that shot, but then it comes this year and people expecting me to make it and I can't make it, so I don't know. It's kind of weird once in a while.
In the game against Pius, Wahoo came back from a 16-point deficit with just 6 minutes to play. All of the Warrior players have that fact on their practice jerseys because it's something Coach Anderson doesn't want his team to forget.
We put the little logo on there indicating not only to our older players but to our younger players that, you know, if you believe and keep working hard, you can get the job done no matter what the situation is.
The Wahoo boys basketball team is on a real roll right now, having won 43 straight games. The Warriors' main man this season has been 6'4" junior Jason Glock. Jason and 6'5" senior Randy Hoffman are the only returning starters off Wahoo's 2-time defending state champion team. But believe it or not, it looks like the Warriors may be even better this year. In Wahoo's 5 wins this season, the team has averaged 86 points per game while giving up only 37 per contest. That's an average margin of 49 points per game. Jason Glock leads the team in scoring with a 25-point average, despite the fact that he has only played about 20 minutes per game because of the blowouts. This season, defenses are coming out and keen on Jason, but he doesn't mind the extra pressure.
Well, there's pressure, but, you know, we can handle it, and if we just play as a team and play together and be unselfish, we can play good and compete. You know, we just have to work together and hit the open man, and who cares about who scores, and everything will come out good.
The key to Jason Glock is that even though he scores a lot and pulls down a lot of rebounds, he's still a very unselfish ball player, and he's an excellent passer, and with his height, he gets the ball to the open people. So Jason's probably the best all-around basketball player as far as dribbling, passing, shooting that we've had here at Wahoo.
And what Mick Anderson may have at Wahoo is the beginnings of a dynasty. At least it's starting to look that way.
Well, you know, I think we have a good basketball team, and there's no question about it. And how far we stay on this roll remains to be seen. There's an awful lot of good teams in our district, And, you know, basketball is a funny thing, and anything can happen with a off night or a bounce of the ball. So we're just going to try to keep improving and keep working hard in practice, and whatever happens.
And are rolling again this year. Head coach Mick Anderson has himself another good ball club. You'll probably see at the States this year. Randy Hoffman takes the feed from the lob and scores. Warriors up by 17. Jason Glock down low. Little reverse layup for two. And now Steve Bowen will drive to make it 53-39 after three. You get the idea, don't you? Look at the final score. Wahoo 80, Syracuse 54.
Wahoo is a superb shooting team. Bernie Inbuddy nails the three-pointer. He had 3 in the first half. Edie also showed he can make the three-point basket. Wahoo led at halftime, 43-26. In the second half, Wahoo pulled away. Jason Glock hit a basket from the baseline. He led Wahoo with 28 points. Then Randy Hoffman comes down court for the dunk. Wahoo won the game 88-60 over Raymond Central. The Warriors have now won 49 games in a row.
It was Wahoo, the Warriors in blue, rolling to a big win tonight over Raymond Central. It was Jason Glock putting in 28 points. Ryan Eddy had 23 as Wahoo wins it over Raymond Central tonight, 88-60. There's Ryan Eddy with 2 of his 23 points. Wahoo extends its Class B record winning streak to 49 games. Raymond Central falls to 10-2. There's Jason Glock with 2 of his 28 points.
It's a juggernaut. They're rolling along, looking to go back to the States. With its blowout last night over Fort Calhoun, Wahoo High School has now won 50 consecutive basketball games. The Warriors haven't lost since the 87-88 season and don't plan on losing anytime soon. To its opponent, the Wahoo at times may appear to be more of a machine than a basketball team. The well-drilled Warriors have overwhelmed Class B competition on their way to a 12-0 start. The closest any team has come to beating them is a 24-point loss.
Our kids love to play the game of basketball, and I don't think they're so much worried about the win streak as they are going out playing hard each and every night, and or whatever happens, happens. We tell our kids that, you know, if you go out and compete hard and play hard, that good things happen to those type of ball clubs.
The Warriors have benefited following that philosophy, winning back-to-back state titles. The players may be reminded of those every day at practice. The pride of this Wahoo team extends beyond the gym and into a community which loves its team.
I think it's really good for the community because the fans are really great and they take pride in saying they're from Wahoo, and that's how the town is kind of known from our basketball team.
We've got some good kids in junior high who I know are looking forward to someday playing on the Wahoo varsity basketball team, and hopefully the older kids can create a good role model for the younger kids, and they'll want to continue where they left off.
The current group of Warriors, led by Hoffman and second-team All-Stater Jason Glock, say they can handle the pressure of winning and the streak. They've yet to be tested, but believe they'll be ready once that day comes. In the meantime, they'll continue to work towards their goal of a 3rd straight state title.
Put one in the record book, scoring 130 points against Fort Calhoun. That's the most points ever for a team in Class B. And as Ross Sturson reports, this team measures up to the powers in Class A.
This community of 3,500 boasts the high school basketball team with the longest winning streak in Nebraska, and there's no telling when it may end. The Wahoo Warriors have won 50 games in a row on the basketball court, the longest winning streak ever in Class B. Coach Mick Anderson has taken the Warriors to the state championship the past 2 years, and there is no reason why this year's team can't extend the winning streak.
I guess our philosophy is not so much the win streak, but to go out and play hard each and every night, and whatever happens, happens. And we kind of got a philosophy here that good things happen to players who go out and compete and work awful hard.
Wahoo has worked very hard this season, dominating its competition. None of the games have even been close. The Warriors average 85 points compared to only 42 for their opponents. The Class B school is ranked 5th in the state among all the classes, which has brought some criticism from the Class A schools who question the Warriors' opposition.
I think we could compete with a few of the Class A teams. We probably can win them all and stuff, but I think we could compete with some of them.
I know we probably wouldn't be at the top of the heap of Class A if we played that schedule and so forth, but I do know, having coached, been an assistant in Class A, we would be competitive and we would win our share of ball games.
Wahoo has definitely had its share of thrills. The closest game during the win streak came in the finals of last year's state tournament when the Warriors rallied to beat Lincoln Pius X.
We never give up. We're always thinking, you know, that we can do better. Even if we play a really good game, it's not as good as we can do because we're always looking to play better each and every game out. You know, we're try to improve every game, and hopefully, by state tournament time, we'll be at the top of our game.
Look out when that happens. And don't be surprised if they break the record for the longest win streak ever in the state at 78 games. For Newswatch 7 Sports at 6, I'm Ross Jernstrom.
Warriors losing only 4 players.
Shambles of the Class B boys basketball ratings. They scored a Class B record 130 points last week. They are 13-0 this year. They have a 51-game win streak going, and they're the 2-time defending Class B state champs. And they turned it on tonight against Bennington in the Capital Conference semifinals. The Warriors are tough inside. This is 6'5" Randy Hoffman, a senior. It's a short turnaround from the baseline as Wahoo gets off to its usual fast start. Now watch Troy Johnson with the nice dish to Jason Glock. The 6'4" junior knows what to do with it as he buries the jumper. Coach Mick Anderson's club up by 14 after the opening quarter. Second period, another strong move in the paint by Hoffman as Wahoo stretches its lead to 20 points. A nice play here on the break. Glock to Hoffman, back to Glock. 40-22 Bennington at the half. The Warriors go on to down Bennington 91-30.
Full replay coming up for you right after we induct another unsuspecting school into our notorious nickname Hall of Fame. Defending champion Wahoo was losing by 6 points with only 15 seconds left in last year's Nebraska Class B final. Bernie Inbuddy pulled up for a 25-footer to bring Wahoo within 3. Pius X of Lincoln got the ball, but Inbuddy picked off the inbound pass and flipped it ahead to Troy Glock, who banked in a 3-pointer to tie the game and set off one of the loudest crowd roars ever heard in the Devaney Sports Center. Wahoo outscored Pius X in overtime to win the state title 68-66. Losing by 6 with 12 seconds left, and they win it in overtime. Now that's what I call an exciting finish. Well, we're at the finish line for this week.